Hi guys, Creative Lori here. I have, I'm sorry I've been MIA. I've been working a lot of a very large project and finished that up, and then a medium to large project. So, as you guys know, I'm a home stager, and there was really a push for me to finish this, in particular, this one house custom home on the lake, and then a mother-in-law quarters. So I had to get all of that done. But what I wanted to show you, because we have a very short amount of time before Christmas. Today is, I believe, the 16th, and that leaves us less than, 8 days to get something. So don't panic. Don't panic. I'm going to show you what you can get, and you might have to make 3 or 4 trips to get these things, but you're going to do it all in like maybe 1 to 2 days. And that's how I do it when I'm looking for some specific decor for my home staging business. But this is in particular for gifts for your people in your life. If you do holiday gifts around this time of year. Remember though, guys, it's not about the gifts you're giving. It's about family and tradition, memories. And even if you don't have family, then you probably have some good friends in your life or coworkers, and you're cultivating relationships. So those are your new family. And even for your animals, they're my family. So I'm going to show you some great gifts that you can give from the thrift store. And I'll show you and price everything out. But we're going to start left to right. And I've got 3 to 4 gifts I'll show you. And there's some things that you will have to buy online. One thing, and it's not a big deal, and it's super cheap. All right. So right here, this little, I don't know if you could see it. This little basket here. It's meant for to carry, I guess, like a magazine caddy. You could call it that. And it's got like a little handle in there, as you can see. So last year I bought everyone magazines. I did this survey for Biz Rate. Now this, I'm not endorsing them. I was very skeptical, and I'm really cautious about stuff like that. But I did a survey, and they offered me 4 magazine subscriptions for $2, and they lasted a year. So at the end of the year, which it was true, but the only catch was all the magazines had to be delivered to one address, which was my dad's house, and then we all go there anyway, so we just pick up our magazines. So I got one from my dad, one for me, one for my sister, and one for my brother-in-law. So I got Sports Illustrated for my brother-in-law, Oprah for my sister, or O magazine, Reader's Digest for my dad, and oh gosh, what did I get for me? I can't remember. I think it was House Beautiful or something along those lines. But then when it came to the end of the subscription time, they charged my account full amount. And that's how, they try to get you. But all you do is you call and you cancel each one. And it was legitimate. Initially you get an automated service and you cancel it, but then I got paranoid, and I'm like, I want to make sure, it's not coming from somewhere else, and they're going to really cancel it. So I talked to a live person, and she confirmed it, and she asked if I wanted to renew some, and I said, yeah, I saw that. You guys are still offering $2 ones. But this time when she offered them, when they offered them again to me, it was only for 6 months, which that's fine. It's then $4 a year, but I think there were other ones I could have got for $2, but I wanted specific ones. So okay, so for me, what I got this year for me for 6 months was the Martha Stewart Living. Now, I grew up in the time, I remember watching her on TV and just getting her on making appearances on shows, and then having her own show. And I just fell in love because she was so savvy, and she did rustic, and she did traditional, and she did new stuff, and I just loved her all the way around, And Martha, if you're watching, this is an ode to you, Martha. I respect what she had to go through. I know she had a little jail time there for her the stocks she bought. But hey, you know, they made an example out of her and she paid her dues. So I love her creativity and her ideas. Maybe I don't agree with everything that she did, but you know, there's a lot of people out there that have done what she's done. So that's a whole nother rant. But so maybe this is a good gift for like your mom, your sister, your good friend. This is something I would have given to like my mom, in addition to like maybe something else, you know, like a big gift or something. But if you're on a budget and you can only spend $10, guess what? You can do a great gift. So this little caddy, which was only $2.19, it folds down, it's rattan. So it's like flat when I first found it. And I'll show you here in a second, and then I will put everything back in to show you what I got. So I'm going to deconstruct it, and then I'll show you how it came. All right, so as you guys can see, it kind of flattens down. So let me lift the inside. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. See how the bottom kind of comes up? Super cool. You could probably take this for like a little picnic too, maybe. So I saw it like this. So remember to think outside the box. And I'm like, what is that? You know, it looks interesting. Is it a tray? And then I picked it up and I was like, oh, it's like a little basket. So I put it together in the store, $2.19. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get that. I actually used this in a model home already too, guys. So I've got my money's worth out of it. All right, so that's my base. Then you're going to give your favorite person their whatever magazine. It's on bizrate.com. You have to do a survey. It's not a scam. I did do it. I did it again. So my favorite magazine, my mom liked Martha also. So we're going to put that in there. And then I think most women like getting scarves. I do because I buy at least 1 to 2 every year for myself. And I bought this one for $2.19. And it's a really nice gray scarf. It's not wool. I try not to buy wool or leather, just for respect out of animal rights and everything. But if you don't have an issue with that, then feel free. So I got that for $2.19. That was $2.19, and that's $2. So we're at like $6, $6.40. All right, then you know how by the way, guys, some of these things you might already have. I'm just showing you where you can go to get them in case you don't. This little vase, it came from the dollar store, but they have them at the Dollar Tree and Dollar General for $1. But I got this one at Goodwill, for 49 cents. And I just put some rocks in it that I had. Now, I'm not adding the rocks in as a cost because I figure you could pick up rocks outside when you see a cool one here and there, or shells, and just put it in. Next, to make it a little different, I just hot glued some burlap ribbon. You don't have to do that, but if you have some leftover ribbon, then, you know, I kind of just filled up the rocks to the ribbon line. And then I found these really pretty, are these hyacinth? What are these, guys? I can't remember the name. What's that fuzz floating around? Anyways, I bought this. There are two of them in here. And they came to a pack at Goodwill for $1.99. And they had these, I think I showed you, some ugly daisies. I showed you in another haul. So they were $1.99. So that cost $1 plus 49 cents for this vase. And see, sometimes it's not always good to go to the Dollar Tree because you're getting stuff for $1 each. And when you can find stuff cheaper at Goodwill. So try to open your mind to that. So I put that in the back, and then I got this really cool handmade clay. Yeah, I think it's clay glazed mug. And it's huge. If you bought this like at Starbucks, this would have cost like, I don't know, $24 or somewhere around there. Signed. I think it's cool. you know, it even has a little thumb rest. I think that's so ingenious. Anyway, so this was 99 cents. It's a nice big mug, and she can use it for, her pens or for coffee. So I'm going to put that in the front here underneath the scarf. So let me do that. Okay, so it's kind of underneath there now. And then last but not least, I got coffee. This is organic coffee I got from the 99-cent store, medium roast, which is one of my favorite. The lighter the brew, the more caffeine it has in it, because the darker the brew, the caffeine has been baked out, basically. Espresso is different. That's a whole nother story, and I can tell you that another time if you guys are interested. I used to work for a coffee company. So I got this for 50 cents. They were clearancing them out because they're going with like the little Keurig pots, cups. And so if you still found these and they were regular price, you can go to the Dollar Tree. They have something like this for $1. Or if you were lucky enough to have found these at the 99-cent store for 50 cents, great. But I'm counting it as regular price. So let's just say it was $1. So I'm going to put that here in the back. So now you have this wonderful gift of coffee mug, a year subscription of Martha Stewart Living or whatever magazine you pick, an awesome little throw to where if that person likes to sit outside or on her porch and drink her coffee, read her magazines, even in the winter, because I do like to still dine al fresco and drink my coffee outside. I would put a scarf on and probably put this little vase on my bistro table outside and read my magazine. What an awesome gift for under $10. I mean, I got it for under 10, but it's definitely, if you don't have anything, it would cost you $10. And I think that's a great gift. Okay, so now we're going to go, oh gosh, my time is getting away from me. Next gift. This one is more for like a student, or it can even be for the man in your life, I guess. Or someone who has an apartment, or someone who is just really into like, what is that store called? Apothecary. I can't think of it. I need more coffee. Anyways, this little stool, it's a Craftsman style stool. You can see the little legs. Oops, go out. And it has a handle at the top. So I'm going to deconstruct it. This also costs less than $10. And I will show you everything. Oh, I forgot the ribbon. Okay. So here it is. Yeah, it has a little paint on it and it looks a little bit rustic. It's got the handle. Who doesn't need a stool? Like, I loved it. My dad found this at Goodwill for $4.19. Now, I want to say, okay, about a week later, he found another stool, and that one was $6. But what I'm saying is you can definitely find them. You just have to keep going and looking. So I paired it with this scarf, this plaid scarf that I just it's really nice too, by the way, and I thought about keeping it, but I can't keep everything. So I put this little scarf on it, and it was $2.19. Oops. $2.19. And then I found a bunch of books. So you can get these at the Dollar Tree, a book for $1, or you can do what I did, and I went to Goodwill, and they had these three for 20 or 75 cents. You can go to rummage, yard sales, find a cool book. These were vintage, and I liked them. It says an introduction to the great books and to a liberal education. Thought they were kind of cool. I wrapped the twine around it. Next, I put a little candle. I got this for 25 cents at the 99-cent store after Christmas, which is a good time to start buying things for next year. But if you didn't, let's just count this as $1 if you get it from the Dollar Tree. Or if you make your own, that's great. I put a little bit of chocolates. I bought some chocolates. I got a good deal for a whole bag of dark Hershey's for $1.99. At the 99-cent store. I realized you're not going to all find deals like that, but let's just say you went to the Dollar Tree and bought a bag of mint Andes. I think those are really Christmassy. put them in a little jar. Now I found this for 29 cents. And it was brand new. But if you have a jar that you used or that you washed that you used previously, then that would be free. Or you can, if you have extra mason jars, and put some candy in it. So I saw these stools on that website, Anthropology. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Anyways, Anthropology. These were expensive stools. And I got mine for $4.19, or I should say my dad did. So we're just going to wrap it. You can wrap everything up, like maybe the books in parchment paper, put it on top. I'm just going to leave this as is, and then I might wrap the candle and the candies up in parchment paper, but I kind of like the way it looks. I'm going to put some ribbon around it, whatever ribbon you have, or twine. Okay, so there you have it. I just tied the ribbon on the underneath ring of the little step stool, and this came to $10. Now, you're thinking, well, what are the chances I'm going to find a stool? But you just have to keep looking, go to the different ones, and like I said, my dad found them by accident within a week, 2 different ones, and I'll show you the other one in a second. But this was $4.19. I'm not going to count this little jar, even though it's just 29 cents, because I feel like you can use your own like leftover mason jar or salsa jar, wash it, put your Dollar Tree Andy candies in here or whatever they have that you like, and then you can put like ribbon around the lid so you don't see the lid. And then if you don't have cheap candles like I found, buy one at the Dollar Tree or make them. And so count that as $1. And then scarves, there is a plethora of scarves at Goodwill. I mean, they range too from different prices, but I got this one for $2.19. Now, I'm surprised this one was $2.19. It's really big, and it's really nice quality. I don't know if you can see, little fuzzy. And then the other side, I think that's my cat hair on there. Then the other side is a little bit more smooth, but they go $2.19, $3.19, but I look for something between $1.19 and $2.19, especially for gifts. So $2.19, you're going to use a jar you already have. And if you don't have any, just put the candies, wrap them in parchment paper or craft paper. Then I'm going to count the books, because books are different. You can sometimes find really good books at the Dollar Tree for $1, and then sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to go to Goodwill, and sometimes their books are $1.99. So we're going to count it at the high end for $2. But you can literally find awesome books, which I have in the past, for $0.25, 75 cents, $1. So all in all, this came in at, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about $10, and you can use what you have, your ribbon and what have you. So that's like a really great gift, I think. I call them book stools. You put these stools next to your nightstand, and that's where you lay your like book, your reading glasses, maybe your night light, and that way, you don't put it next to like your alarm and your water for the night. So I thought this is really cool gift. I like theme gifts, and I thought that was another really great one. Last one, because now I'm getting into a longer video, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload this. So the last one is for probably a woman too. It could be for a couple, but once again, I found this wooden bowl, 2-tone. It's kind of farmhouse-like, and it's also kind of modern farmhouse. And it can be just for any kitchen, really. But some people don't like the light wood, but it's really making a comeback, and that it has the 2-tone I love. So what you're going to do, if this is for your mom or your good friend, go to the Goodwill and find a fruit bowl basket. This one costs $5.19. So let me deconstruct it, and then I can show you everything. All right, guys, so here it is. So I took out all the greenery. Now, I looked this bowl up online, and they sell it for like $35. So $5.19 was a really good deal. And it's like a pedestal style, which I love. It looks brand new. The only thing is you see like the glue where they put it together, and because it doesn't come off. I did try. Oops, some greenery. Get that out of there. There we go. Okay, so the next thing, and if you have more of a modern taste or you want that for the person you're giving it to, that's the next version I'm going to show you. So hang in tight. All right, so then I bought this greenery. I don't know if you can see it. It's really unique. It's, once again, I found this. Let me explain it a little bit. You hang it on your door because it has like a little loop. So it's meant, oh, you can't see. It's kind of meant to be hung on your door, which I thought was super cool. But it's great for just greenery all year round. It has like a little bit of faux. These are made out of like faux leather. And then there's some like fake, I don't know if these are supposed to be eucalyptus or bay leaves. And some wispy pine needle looking things. And this was $1.99. I've already used it in staging. Guys, I use everything in my staging. So I just put it in here like so. Oops, let's see. Move that to one side. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do, so that's kind of like your base, okay? That's your backdrop. You're going to go buy either a bag of apples, whatever, for like, I think they run between $1.99 and $2.99 for some apples. Or if you're lucky enough to have like an Aldi's or the 99-cent store that has produce, you can buy a bag of lemons for 99 cents or a bag of like tangerines or Valencia oranges, which I have some here. These are from the 99-cent store. These are Valencias, and these are from my lemon tree. So if you have your own lemons or own fruit trees like persimmons or apple tree, crab apple tree, use it and then add a recipe, okay? So I'm putting the bigger lemons in here. Now, my lemons aren't perfect, but they're organic, and that's what I love about them. See all those little black marks on it? That's from hitting the stucco on my house, but these are huge, and these aren't even the biggest ones, but because this one's a little ugly, I'm going to put it in the back. The rest are really beautiful, as you can see. So I use these in vases too for like filler, and they work really well. So you're just going to layer them. I'm going to put this bigger one in the back. Hope you guys can see this. Okay, so even just like that, it looks beautiful. I'm going to add 2 recipes, one for lemon meringue, and then another one for, let's say if it was apples, I would do apple crisp or apple pie. If it was persimmon cookies, you get the idea. So if you have to make 2 baskets, then here you go. You've got 2 baskets you can make because you're going to split up the bag of apples or whatever, and you're going to make 2 baskets for people. So that looks really pretty. And if you don't even have money for the apples or you didn't like what you found, this is going to sound crazy, but I used to work in this business park and also where I go feed feral cats because I do feral cat rescue. Every night I go there, and in the fall and winter, they have these bushes as part of their landscaping, and they're pomegranate bushes, which I would love to have one. Anyways, I picked the pomegranates, and they're white pomegranates, and they're adorable. They're a little smaller, but they're really good. Always rinse them though, because you never know if the landscaper spray them for pesticides. Next, you're going to put a candle, or you don't have to. I have one left over from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to use, and I just tied some of my fresh rosemary around it, which kind of just adds to the greenery. So let me tighten that twine. First off, I just took some clippings of the rosemary, which you can use dried or fresh, and I tied twine around it. I've made several of these bunches for gifts. So next I'm just going to either leave it like that or tie the candle around it, but it doesn't matter. So now I'm just going to put the little candle there. And then we're going to add the recipes. Oh, excuse me. And it's just in an envelope that I got off of, one off of the internet and one from my own recipe books. And you're just going to tuck it in. And there you go. I mean, $5, $6, $7, $8, and then your bag of apples or lemons, let's say $1.50, because you're going to use it for either half of it for yourself or another gift, or half of it in this. So $9.50. Is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8, $9.50. Yes. And you can put cellophane around it, but I kind of like just the way it looks like this. And when you're looking for greenery, by the way, don't spend more than $2. And if you just can't find any at the Goodwill and you've been to like 3 or 4, that you don't like, if they're not unique or whatever, just go out and get some trimmings of lemon tree branches. Careful, because they do have thorns. Rosemary, bay leaves, or my favorite, eucalyptus, which I have a eucalyptus tree at my other house. So clip them, make sure they're the new growth because they're the prettiest and they're easier to get to, and that would be free. So this is $9.50, under $10. So that's another great gift. So the second one we're going to do for more of the modern person, this one here. You're thinking that looks ugly. Well, it does now, but let me show you. Okay, so this was originally intended for a fruit basket. It was from Home Goods, but I got it at the thrift store, and I did drill a hole in the middle because I made it into a light fixture, which was super cool. I think I talked about that, and we hung crystals from it, but out the bottom came the finial, and it was like the silver little finial, and we hung crystals. It was so pretty, guys, but it was for my tenant's room, and I washed it and I'm no longer using it, so I'm going to use it as a fruit basket. So because it has a lot of little, holes in it, not holes, but slats, I'm going to put in some parchment paper, craft paper, that I get from Amazon, because I buy a lot from Amazon, like cat supplies. So they send me this rolls of it, like, stuffing the boxes with it, and I'll show you in a second. And I kept it because I hate to waste anything. And I told my dad, I'm like, I gotta save this because what a waste otherwise. I mean, I can recycle it, but this is it. They stuff the boxes with this. So I wrapped presents with it. It looks more rustic because it's a little bit wrinkled. I've used it for garland in trees before, which looked awesome. That was last year. And I've swaddled like pottery with it to make it look more rustic. But I'm just going to use a few pieces that were left over from when I was wrapping. And let me show you that. Let me pause this. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. So there's just 2 pieces. There's this, there's this little piece here, okay, and then this bigger piece, which it's all irregular pieces that I'm using right now. See, it's got like a jagged edge. So I'm just going to place it in there, like so. Sorry for the crunching sound. And I'm going to, fold it over on the edges, and then that one goes in the middle. Okay, now I'll show you an aerial view of it. Okay, so there it is. Okay, now there's a little hole here, so I'm going to use the greenery. You can use eucalyptus or whatever you find. This was about $1 worth of Goodwill greenery that came in a bunch for like $2.99. I'm going to just literally stick that in there, or you can stick it underneath, however you may like it, but I kind of like sticking it through the wire. All right, so now we have our base, and we're going to add our goodies to it. Same thing, same idea. You're giving them a fruit basket, you're putting some fruit in it, and a more modern one. And we're going to add in just fruit, the other half that you didn't use in the other basket. All right, so I put everything in there, and what you guys can do too is to build up the base, because it's really deep, is add more like either newspaper or parchment paper, craft paper, add more fruit, whatever. But I just put all my fruit in there. I put the rosemary cuttings in there, and we've got the little greenery that you got. And so this is going to be the second fruit basket. I love it because it's really a modern fruit basket. And for this one, same thing. I'm going to add the recipe, 2 different ones if you have 2 different fruits or what have you, or two different ways maybe of making the fruit. So once again, this cost, I believe this was, gosh, what was it? I want to say $5.19. This was $1, candles, $6, $7, and then $1.50 for fruit. So that's $8.50. So once again, under $1. So guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed what I was able to put together for you as far as gifts under $10 or under. And I hope you can take from this and go to your local Goodwill and pull together a themed gift. And I think those are kind of the best because you put a lot of thought into it and everything kind of goes together. And that could be your main gift to them. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please email me or send me a message, and I appreciate all of them. I try to get back to everybody, and like and subscribe. I promise one day I will be more technical and have a better camera, and I can film and talk in front of you guys at the same time. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye. Real quick, guys, you may like this without the greenery, so you don't have to spend it, and just get some clippings of rosemary or eucalyptus or whatever you happen to find. I just like it because it's a really modern fruit basket for that person in your life that has a really, modern type home. And instead of the greenery, maybe you can add some little chocolates or what have you. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Bye.